Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Fiska Nur Wulandari Z. I'm from the class. Today, I would like to explain about English as Lingua Franca or ALF by Dr. Will Becker of University of Singaperbangsa. The first, I will explain about definition of English as Lingua Franca. English as lingua franca is the most simple reason is the use of English between speakers who don't share a first language. So, English serves a medium or contact language for intercultural communication. The next is the position of native speakers of English. Native speakers are not the majority of ALF users. The kind of communication you get is ALF does not follow native speaker like English. Then, the reason to be inserted in English as lingua franca. The number of speakers of ALF or users of ALF estimated to be around 2 billion users of English around the world. Between 1 and 3 and 1 and 4 of the population of the world that can use English at some level or for some punctuation. The next is the implication of English as lingua franca. English is no longer standard on the Anglophone world and the native speaker countries such as UK and US, but ownership of the English has now spread around the world. Okay, the next is the difference of English as lingua franca with other fields of study. There are 3 points and I will explain one by one. The first is Word English and English as lingua franca. Word English, the study of variety of English. For example, Indian English, Singaporean English, and Nigerian English. But English as lingua franca is not about a variety of English. It's about our English use a contact language or a language of intercultural communication. The second point is English as international language and English as lingua franca. English as international language as a form of international English in a variety of English, but English as lingua franca is not a variety of English and certainly not an international variety. At the last is English as foreign language and English as lingua franca. English as foreign language is the communication between a native speaker of English, but English as lingua franca is in voice native speakers, but they are not the majority, and the focus is on the intercultural communication. The last material is study of English as lingua franca. As a major research area, it's really got going in the last 20 years. It's a relatively new field of study that has been looked at for a long time. ALF research 3 models of English as lingua franca. 1. Fiona Oxford International Corpus of English, led by Barbara Leigh-Tatter and her team. The second is Alpha Corpus, English as a lingua franca in academic course, led by Verve Amma Merely at the University of Singaporbangsa. The last is Jennifer Jansky, the lingua franca. Okay, thank you, that's all. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.